Hello, everyone. I'm Captain Logan, and joining me tonight for a fun watch party. Hopefully, it's fun.
Yeah.
We got John. Hello, John.
Hello there.
It's good to see you, buddy. It's been a
good to
while.
see you guys.
When was the
Or
last
not
time
see
you
you
were on the
guys.
channel? Did you do a Christmas party with us? Maybe.
I was at the Christmas party, yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, he was. It makes us sound like middle-aged people going to a job we don't like. He was here for the company Christmas party, and we've also got my son Jayson.
We got me.
And our main attraction tonight, the whole plan is to finally make Jayson sit through a couple episodes of Gotham.
Yeah.
Jayson, I think, is finally, John, old enough to see some of the madness, some of the black comedy violence of the show.
I can see that. I mean, if I remember correctly, you showed him Evil Dead 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be
Yeah,
able
if
to
he could
handle
watch
that.
that, he could handle this.
And I don't mean this for the violence, but just for the, insane, terrible, no idea what it's doing storytelling. But apologies to anybody that sees this as bordering on child abuse.
Jayson, run.
Run away!
And
So
never return.
let me throw out. Oh my God! John is the living embodiment of Scar from The Lion King.
Yeah. Yes.
It's my favorite Disney movie.
So, first of all, let me just throw out the disclaimer that something has all of a sudden happened to my voice. I didn't sound like this half an hour ago, but I don't know how much talking I'm going to be able to do tonight. But we're gonna watch some Gotham, and I'm gonna just have a lot of fun watching Jayson watch the show. So I might mostly just be reading and responding to comments live if we've got much of a crowd tonight. And just kind of, having fun laughing at this. I don't know how much actual talking I'm going to be able to do, but we'll see what ends up happening. So hopefully John and Jayson can kind of help me with the slack on that a little bit. But we'll also likely have a little bit more dead air than we usually do with a thing like this. So, consummate watch party. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be goofy. We're going to watch, so that everybody can rig this up, we're going to watch the last episode of Season 2. Which is called Transference, and then we're going to watch the first episode of Season 3, so the cliffhanger between 2 and 3, which is called Better to Reign in Hell. So it starts off thinking that it's a Smallville episode, and it ends off thinking it's a Star Trek prequel novel about Khan.
Yes.
To be fair, though, if I remember Transference, this is probably going to be better than Transference.
Well, you hate Transference, and I have to listen to you talk about it every single Smallville stream.
Yeah, it's off.
He can't deal with the fact that physiology moves from one person to another.
Oh.
Where it's like, how do you transfer being Kryptonian? John cannot handle that. Tom put in a $2 super chat. Does everyone have their sandwiches? Always getting ahead of me. Just wait. So I haven't seen this in forever, and we'll see how much of it comes back to me, but I watched like 10-15 seconds just to get sound balance and stuff with the recap at the beginning of the episode, and there's a whole thing about sandwiches, and I forgot all about it. It's not even the Penguin killing someone for a sandwich thing. It's totally unrelated to that. But anyway, so Jayson, again, you've never seen the show. What do you know? What do you know about Gotham?
I know it's a Batman prequel thing, universe, something, and I know it has Batman stuff in it, and I know there's an episode where Penguin kills a guy for a sandwich.
Yep,
That's pretty much it.
That happens.
I saw the trailer when it first came out, 2015, but.
Yeah, I think the show starts in 13 or 14.
Really?
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long.
Oh.
Good lord.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? We're all getting old, and Jayson is turning into an adult.
Because I remember hearing about this and being really excited at the premise of, just like a Captain Gordon show. And then season 1 was boring, so I quit watching, and then I heard season 2 got insane, so I started watching again. And then I just kind of fell off during the beginning of 4.
Well, and as I've always said, this show kind of gives up very early, and it has this massive identity problem, and ends up being at its best when it just embraces the kind of black comedy 60s Batman thing that I kept thinking it was hovering around but couldn't decide if that's really what it was. And when you get, and part of the reason we're doing these episodes is because once you get into season 3, it seems to finally figure out what it is, and then it will start to lose that again some later on. But 3 is pretty fun. If you don't take it seriously, if you watch it like a rated R cartoon, basically, and most people don't like this movie, but basically the best way to look at this is The Spirit, the series.
Okay.
And then it's fun.
Huh.
But that's the only way it works.
Okay.
And John's right. Like, it's kind of dull early on, although I love the production value. I love what it looks like. The biggest visual influence with the show, and even with a lot of characterization and stuff, believe it or not, Jason, is Batman Returns before it's anything.
Oh.
This show loves Batman Returns. It's like obsessed with it.
Huh.
Yeah, to the point where it brings in Pee Wee Herman to play Penguin's dad again. Like, but you'll see that.
Returns.
Also, when you did like Batman things in air quotes, this show does nearly every Batman villain you've ever heard of.
Oh, really?
And then what's odd are the couple that it never really deals with, and then the ones that it forgets about. So there's an episode in the first season called Harvey Dent. He never becomes Two-Face, and we completely forget about him. He just disappears. And John, I think he disappears after the first season. I don't think we ever see him again.
At least up to the point where I quit watching, he never came up again. But they do have the greatest Bane I've ever seen.
And by greatest, he means the worst.
Oh.
Wait, you mean Bane isn't supposed to look like a Star Wars concept art?
This show also has the best casting choice for Ra's al Ghul ever. And like the Ra's al Ghul in Arrow is fine, and they both have convoluted kind of nutso issues. But do you know who plays Ra's al Ghul in the show? And you won't see him here, but I'm just bringing it up because you'll be interested. Alexander Siddig Afadal. Do you know who that is?
No.
Bashir in DS9. And he's amazing, because I don't know if you know this, but Siddig Afadal, besides Deep Space Nine, tends to be when he's a character actor, he tends to be typecast as villains. He's a bad guy in 24, and a lot of it is like an ethnicity and nationality thing. Like he plays terrorists a lot because he's Middle Eastern, and so he gets Ra's al Ghul, and he's amazing.
Huh? Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's that guy?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just started DS9, so I had to look up who you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. See, his race didn't really leave an impact on me. I remember watching that episode and thinking I liked the Arrow one better. Not that was saying much, but...
Yeah, well, and I mean, he gets more episodes after that, so maybe if you lived with him for a while, but...
Oh yeah,
but
Liam Neeson is still the best race.
I was
which
very
is kind of funny.
Sure, but that's not an off the page race. So I mean, for a more comic book, kind of traditional Ra's al Ghul, Siddig Afadal is a fantastic choice. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. I don't know. I'm of two minds about this. I try not to have too much dead air, but I kind of don't want to talk too much, because it's going to be hilarious watching you watch this.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Oh, man.
Just soak it in, because you're going to see a million characters thrown at you right away.
Great. Amazing. And this is just middle of the series, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. But I wanted to do this to you so you could just see how weird it gets.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And then, I don't know, if you like it, you can go back and watch some more later on.
Yeah.
I thought about doing the pilot and then jumping to this, but John kind of talked me out of it, because he was like, I don't think you really need to see the pilot, because John's argument was it's a different series after the first season. Honestly, John, I think it's a different series after the first 9 episodes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because they start to do more Batman villainy stuff.
And it starts to get goofier earlier, because I don't know if you remember this, but where I think the show gives up is like middle to like last quarter of first season, when it goes, okay, fine, there's no redeeming Barbara, we'll just make her a psychopath. And at the point where she's a serial killer, all bets are off. Now it's just insane.
Yeah, I remember that being a very weird choice.
And clearly not a thing they knew they were gonna do.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. The only thing I really remember from season 1 is her going crazy, because I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. And I can't remember this is season 1 or if it's season 2 and I'm mixing it up, but I remember they're Mr. Freeze, because it was like Mr. Freeze cosplay.
Yes, it is. Mr. Freeze is season 2. And Mr. Freeze in the show, if memory serves, is like a legacy thing where like there's a Mr. Freeze that passes it to a, or is it, or do they both do it? Maybe that is just.
I don't think Freeze does it. I know Scarecrow does it because that's the new 52 Scarecrow.
Okay. I think you're gonna get a glimpse of Jerome, of their Joker in this.
Okay.
Or their sort of Joker.
Because he's already been established at this point, right?
He has. No, that's true. So the only thing I'll tell you about where we are in the series here is we're getting into Arkham stuff, and we've established a lot of the villains, and you have Hugo Strange, and I can't wait to see who is playing Hugo Strange, because you don't know about this.
Okay.
And he is doing crazy mad science things and resurrecting people. Okay. So by the end of the second season of this show, we already can't keep anybody dead. We're already resurrecting everybody.
Yeah.
We're already doing that. Yep.
So I don't know about you, Cap, but when I was watching this like on Netflix, I never watched this really live on TV. By the time we got here, I was very much of the just make Jim Gordon Batman. If you're gonna like do all this, just do it.
Yeah, or just forget about Batman as an idea. Because Gordon basically is the Batman for this show. Well, see, I see why you'd say that. The problem is I found him completely irredeemable by this point in the show, so he's just as kooky and out there as everybody else. Like, he's such a killer by this point that I'm not thinking make him Batman. I'm just thinking, okay, it's a show about a vigilante who's pretending to be a cop. Like,
I don't remember all the details, so like if I rewatched it, I could probably be like, what was I thinking?
But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So make sure you're at timestamp 0. I'll try to remember to turn on the clock this time. And away we go. I definitely don't want to talk over very, very much of this recap so that Jayson can soak up as much as he can soak up.
Right, because if we talk over it, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you're not gonna hear the madness. Okay, here we go. So we'll try to make this a little more riffy. But feel free to ask questions, leave comments in the chat, and we'll get to as much of that as we can as we go. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Previously on Gotham. We're on to you, Professor Strange. Bad guys come in, monsters come out.
What? Yes.
That might be the worst character in all of fiction.
You made me a sandwich. Why? I don't know. Oh, and Court of the Owls in the middle of all of it. Oh, it's all coming back to me. The whole Indian Hill thing, yeah.
What?
This is gonna be your new favorite show.
Okay, but can we agree that Bullock is the best part of this show?
Oh yeah, no, Bullock is the main redeeming actor and character in this in exactly the same way as Rosenbaum's Lex is for Smallville. Like, he is the Rosenbaum for this show.
I found out the other day that Rosenbaum is in does voice acting for the English dub of the early Yakuza games.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know he ever did any video game stuff.
I didn't either. I've heard that dub is terrible, but I'd like to see what he did with it.
John, I am just shocked that we haven't drawn much of a crowd tonight, man. I really thought everybody would come out for Gotham. I really did.
Yeah.
This show is so beloved. Netflix didn't lose any money on this show.
Yeah, I was really surprised at the reception of this show.
How did it make 5 seasons?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm actually surprised it didn't make more than 5 seasons.
What is with the soundtrack right now?
What? Yeah.
I don't know, but I kind of love it. See, like, I
me
love
too.
stuff like this that just... I love shows that just throw their hands up in the air.
At the point where I can be sure it knows it's doing that, then it's fun. It's when it's awkwardly still taking itself too seriously where it bugs me. Hey, Jason, you got ham?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know who Hugo Strange is? Do you recognize
No.
him? He's the scientist guy that makes the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Oh.
How do you feel about their Riddler?
I love the actor. I think he's a great choice. I think he really commits all the way through the show. They never know how to write riddles in this show, with the exception of like maybe one episode where they're kind of half decent.
I feel like that's an issue with Riddler in any media.
Yeah, but this is so much worse than anything else. So Chickless is back in this episode because we're again resurrecting everybody.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, Chickless has the best thing in season 3.
Or has he died? I can't remember if he's died and he's coming back, or if this is how we're getting rid of him. I don't remember anymore. It's been so long.
I don't think he dies. We're not getting rid of him, though, because remember, he gets the best stuff in season 3.
I don't remember that. I know he's a bad guy and he gets, like...
Guilty!
Oh, that's right! He's got that whole crazy judge thing. Okay, I did forget about that. He doesn't turn into, like, a major Batman villain, does he? He's kind of his own thing?
He is someone, but it's like a minor.
Yeah, B.D. Wong is that actor's name, Jason. The glasses are great.
Yeah, they're great.
And if memory serves, the duplicate of Gordon that looks like he's a clone or something, I think that turns out to be Clayface.
Oh.
I know Clayface is mixed up in all of this.
He's the Executioner. That's the name I'm thinking of.
Oh, is he supposed to be the Executioner? I forgot about that. Yes.
This guy is playing like an off-the-page, at least in appearance, Hugo Strange.
He's, yeah, and a lot of these actors come in and really commit. I mean, one of the reasons that I compare this to 60s Batman all the time is the whole, like, special guest villain thing, where you have, and, like, this guy is recurring, of course, but you get a lot of these actors that you've seen in things, character actors, or even sometimes, you know, bigger actors, that just go to the nines, real over-the-top, ham it up, because they can, and they get to just kind of play like they're on a really violent, you know, black comedy playground.
This might be the greatest thing in this episode. Like, what is he doing?
Oh, that was some word choice. Sack of fish.
That's almost a crime the show ended before it could adapt the War of Jokes and Riddles.
Oh, that would have been good.
Maybe. I mean, I don't like that story anyway.
Well, no, it would have been horrible, but it would have been good for the show.
It probably would have been better than the book.
I like that better than you do, but that's fair. Their guy that plays Lucius Fox is good. This is one of those shows, kind of like Smallville, at least sometimes, where a lot of the casting is really good. What they're given is just weird and goofy.
Yeah.
This is...
Lucius Fox is kind of weird because like we had such a perfect one with Morgan Freeman. It's hard to see anyone else in that role.
I
At
agree,
least for
but
me.
I like that this guy has a totally different approach to it.
Yeah.
He also, like a lot of characters in the show, ends up just kind of being an action hero.
Why were you hesitating?
Dutch angle. It's 60s Batman.
Yeah.
So if memory serves, Fish Mooney was never supposed to come back. Like,
I don't know what any of their plans behind the scenes were, but I remember being extremely disappointed when she came back.
yeah, when everybody hated her. What is with the lipstick? Fish Mooney is played by Jada Pinkett Smith.
What is that accent she's doing?
I mean, she does that from the beginning. I don't know. Is she doing an accent?
It sounds like it.
Robert, does Jason know about Leslie Tompkins in this show? No, I don't think he does.
Oh.
And I'm sure we'll see her.
What a waste of a good actress.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jason, Leslie Tompkins, like, we kind of pull the CW card where we have to call her something stupid. And we call her, and she's of course a lot younger, and she's called Lee.
Okay.
Because Leslie Tompkins, so she's Lee. Yeah, it's dumb. And she dates Jim Gordon, and she ends up being like the Lana Lang of the show ultimately. With the constant on-again, off-again romance with Jim Gordon.
Great.
Yep, that's where a lot of the love triangle face comes in. Okay, I don't know if I even want to attempt to explain any of what's going to be going on here. So, have you already noticed, Jason, this show always is juggling about 15 different subplots?
Yeah, I can tell.
You know, it feels like sophomores in high school are writing the show where they've got to have a million characters for no good reason. So that's Barbara,
Okay.
who Jim Gordon was dating at the beginning of the show, and then she became a psychopath and started murdering people. But they will still contrive a way by the end of the show for them to have a child together. Which I called early on. I was like, they'll still find a way to do it. And they did. And they horribly adapt No Man's Land in the 5th season.
What is it with modern adaptations and having to combine Nightfall and No Man's Land?
Yeah. And why do they always have to ruin my favorite things? We can't get a good No Man's Land. We can't get a good Death of Superman. We can't get a good Nightfall. Oh, I forgot about that whole
What is
thing.
more surprising to me than Death of Superman? Because you could just...
Guilty!
Nightfall, I think, would be more easy to do like a standalone thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate that two-parter that they did a few years ago as much as you, but I was just kind of indifferent.
Yeah, it's really bad though. So
are you ready for Crisis?
To your that's already come out, hasn't it?
Part 1 of 3 has.
1 of 3, yeah. No, I know. No, I'm not ready for it because I haven't been
but...
watching any of those movies, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to finally just like watch them all and then do like kind of rapid fire reviews or do some blind commentaries on them. I don't know yet. So to your argument earlier, John, this is a point in your favor that Gordon is just the Batman in the show. Hugo Strange has latched onto him with psychological interest the same way he does traditionally Batman.
Yeah. Well, they kind of treat him, at least when it comes to the supervillains, like he is Batman.
Yeah.
I actually really like this Hugo Strange.
He is awesome.
He's awesome.
And it's just too bad he's in this show and not cast in a Batman movie.
If we could get him for like the Batman Part 2, that would be so good.
It would have been great. I don't think I want it now since he's been in this show.
Yeah.
But maybe I don't care if it's great. You know what I mean?
I personally don't care. Like,
we can ignore this nonsense.
I was one of the ones that was kind of hoping that Rosenbaum would come back as Lex at some point, but
I haven't watched the special features.
The monsters control Gotham. Oh, I forgot. That's what he's talking about.
What?
He's talking about the Court of the Owls, because we have to put in like every huge major Batman comic thing you've ever heard of. Yeah.
To be fair,
we've already done Asriel in this show.
With that, this was at the peak of their popularity.
Already?
There was no way they weren't gonna do it.
Wait, what?
No way they weren't gonna do it. And they get ahead of the Smallville thing way earlier, where from really the get-go, they're like, it's a Batman show without Batman, as opposed to a Batman prequel thing. So it's the inverse of what it usually is, where the city creates Batman as opposed to Batman creating the city. Whereas with Smallville, we're actually trying to get Clark Kent to eventually become Superman, and then at some point we kind of give up on that because we go on too long, and he's Superman before he even puts a costume on, and then we start doing a lot of the comic characters and villains. This just does everything. It starts straight up adapting stuff. So we're adapting full-on stories. Court of the Owls, No Man's Land, etc.
Robert Wild says, we can't get a good Spawn comic, Cap's favorite.
That's true, but Spawn wasn't a good thing in the first place, so that's not as surprising. And the animated show was good. At least past the first season.
Didn't it only get one season?
Or rather, no, it got 3. And the first and third season, first and third seasons are good. The second season is kind of boring. Third season goes to some really cool places, and unfortunately leads to stuff that never happens because they canceled it before 4.
I need to watch that at some point. I think it's still on Max. And
it is.
I've only seen the movie, but Spawn always looked like something that I would like.
What is happening?
Robo Brando, we get Killing Joke twice in this show. See, I just don't remember it well enough. The little kid's Bruce Wayne. I don't know if you...
Yeah,
I have absolutely no idea what's going on with Bruce and Edward.
Yeah, I don't remember anymore. Acting!
I don't even know how they got there.
I think...
In a car, usually.
I think this was part of Bruce, like still investigating his parents' killer, maybe? I can't remember.
Oh.
No, he's looking for Selena, because in the flashbacks, or in the previously on, it talked about how Hugo had Selena.
That's right.
No, he gives up looking for his parents' killer like halfway through the first season. And then we pay lip service to it every few episodes.
I don't know about you, but all my nightmares look like that.
Yeah.
That's what nightmares are like. Hey folks, if you just jumped in, we've had a few more people join us. We're watching some Gotham, and the episode titles are in the description, so you can get to the timestamp that we're at if you want to watch it with us. See if you can make any more sense of it than we can. Another way that you know that they love 89 and Returns is Bruce is always wearing turtlenecks in the show. Because that's a Michael Keaton thing.
Which is part of what surprised me that I like this show for what it is. Because I don't like Batman Returns at all.
And I don't either. But it's got some cool,
name someone who likes Batman
visuals.
Sorry, what'd you say, Jason?
Name someone who does like Batman Returns.
Oh, we've got a
then.
lot of folks in our audience. I've gotten crap for years about
if
my
I had
disdain for that
$1
movie.
for every time somebody told me it was the best Batman movie.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what. That just doesn't. It's just not. It's hardly even a movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That movie is beloved.
So I like that Hugo Strange is one of the few villains in this show that is actually in denial about his psychopathy.
Yeah. And I remember when I was watching this kind of hit a spot for me, because after playing Arkham City, I really wanted a live-action Hugo Strange, and this was good enough.
Yeah. Well, and again, the performance is good.
That owl looks atrocious.
Yeah, that's rough. I forgot about that.
I would love to see a Court of Owls movie one day, like a proper one.
Dakin Spear, this show is like if Batman Returns cared more about Batman lore, but was still bonkers. That's exactly right.
Does it really care about the lore?
Well, it may not care about.
It's aware that it exists, which is more than I can say for Returns.
There's the thumbnail for our video. Yeah, like I feel like there. I don't know, John. Is it that CW problem of where you can't tell if the people making the show are fans of any of the actual comic stuff, or that they just like go to the well of that for ideas, but they've never looked at it before, so they're not really fans. Because I'm not sure with this show.
Sorry, that guy him doing the clay face is just too funny.
No, he's having a lot of fun with that.
I think these guys are huge Batman fans, stuck with a premise that they don't want to do. They just want to make a Batman show.
But that suggests that they care about the lore, like he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
And he's constantly doing that Twitch. And
I
I feel like
question with every
There's
body
so
swap
much
episode,
Batman.
but this one especially. Like, how do you not notice?
How do you not know? Yeah. Immediately, Alfred and Bullock should be walking off to the side and going, so that's, it's not Gordon, right? Just immediately. Can you believe the sheer number of characters we're at already in the show?
Yeah.
Like, everyone's here.
Yeah.
And they're all main characters.
Wait, who's this?
That's Selena. That's Catwoman.
Okay.
And she's there from the pilot.
Okay.
And we've got Firefly. Like, if you start listing out all the recurring characters we've got in this episode, you'd be shocked by the cast list. It's like 20.
I
That is
give
true.
this show kudos. This is a good like adaptation of the Bruce and Selena relationship.
No, I think in some places it's better than others, but I like their dynamic a lot. At least broadly. And there's a lot of chemistry between those actors.
Yeah.
Whoa. Not a bomb.
Well, we
Gun?
saw it at the beginning with that kick-ass rock music behind it.
Yeah.
Because some
Gunn
days you
should
just
bring
can't get rid of
Mackenzie
one of
back
those.
as Gotham or as Gordon in his Batman movie.
I'm sorry, I missed that, John.
Gunn should bring Mackenzie back to play Gordon in his Batman movie. That'd be funny.
I don't agree with that, but
Whoa, what was that shot of that dude's eye?
Yeah.
this show is obsessed with eyeballs and wrecking them and stepping on them and blowing them up.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to see anything disgusting in these episodes, but this show does some disgusting things.
Oh.
And I've always had this theory that, in a really bizarre way, Gotham was an attempt at replacing 24. Because I think it's in a similar. I think it's in the same time slot or right around the same time slot, and it's kind of like pushing a lot of torture envelopes the same way that was on
Yeah.
Fox for broadcast. And my other piece of evidence is the main like 5-6 note theme for the show behind the title is just the 24 theme sped up.
Hmm.
It is exactly the same melody.
Yeah,
So
I think I knew that.
is Fish Mooney supposed to now be an adaptation of a Batman villain with those powers?
If so, I wouldn't know which one.
Because it's kind of like Poison Ivy.
But we also will have Poison Ivy in the show, and I think we've already had her, right?
Yeah, so she's a kid in this.
And then she gets aged up toward the end.
In the last season, they turned her into an adult. You know what's insane though? I don't know if you've
So
seen
good.
anything from the new Suicide Squad game. They're doing the same thing with the kid Ivy.
Oh no, are they really?
Yeah,
Why would you draw any inspiration from this show?
yeah. So and this is, I don't know if you can consider this a spoiler because it's in all the trailers, or it's in the last trailer they released. But they're doing the Groot thing with Poison Ivy. So it's like backwards from Gotham.
Crazy. Dagan Spear says, I have a lot of fun with the bonkersness of this. My issue with the show is how scatterbrained it is. Yeah, I have the same thing. And again, the kind of identity crisis that it has.
What?
Where, like, in some places it takes itself too seriously for just how nuts it can go. And I wish it would just stay this cartoony all the way through. And that's why I wanted to show you these episodes, Jason.
Yeah.
Is the first episode of season 3 made me go, oh my god, I love this show suddenly.
Yeah.
And I hated most of 2. But this is just so, like, insanely comic booky. And I get to a place where I don't care if it's about anything.
I have that with some stuff.
Oh, he's got the bomb.
Did you hear what Fish Mooney said back there?
No, I missed it.
So Hugo Strange says something, they're like arguing back and forth, and she goes, "You would have made a great pimp." Like, what?
Yeah, they do a lot of, like, adult for the sake of adult and kind of trying to be shock factory stuff that just makes you roll your eyes and laugh. And a lot of, forgive me for saying this with a 13-year-old in the room, but like BDSM imagery and stuff, like they're obsessed with that.
Yeah. Every
Yes.
scene, he's eating something different.
Oh my god. This is some really clever writing, John.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I wish they'd done, John? I wish they had Clayface pretending to be Jim Gordon for an entire season and nobody noticed.
I would have
Yeah.
watched him do that for the rest of the series.
I would have too! Because he's actually having fun right now. Mackenzie, in a lot of episodes, I feel like, especially by season 2, really starts to phone stuff in. Where you can tell that he's very committed early on, thinking he knows what show he's in. And at some point he's like, oh, this really isn't what I signed up for. Is the attitude I always felt like was leaping off the screen. And once he's allowed to be a cartoon character, he's really enjoying it. Because his character is no fun to play most of the time.
You know what this kind of reminds me of, though? Like, the performance he's doing? It kind of reminds me of Matthew Broderick in the Inspector Gadget movie when he has to play Evil Gadget.
I haven't seen that in so long.
I don't know why that came to me, because I also haven't seen that in so long.
What is... Only Barbara could figure it out.
That's
This
really
is
funny.
amazing. Shiny shoes. Mother of
That
God.
looks rough.
Oh, there we go. Look, it's the
Hey, look,
Matrix.
it's their Mr. Freeze
Yeah.
cosplay.
Oh my god.
What it is? What is?
Well, look at their Firefly cosplay.
It's kind of crazy that we're so far past it now, but Batman and Robin still has the best live-action Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, which tells you something.
Well, and I mean, that movie's a masterpiece.
We also haven't done a lot of live-action Mr. Freezes, to be fair.
No, I know. But I mean, like, when you peak that early, you know.
You gotta love
That was my first Batman movie.
You gotta love that he's got bleached hair because he's a cold guy.
Yeah.
See, they're very original and innovative in the show. We've never done that before.
Okay, so I have a question about their Mr. Freeze that I don't know if I noticed when I was watching this back in the day. So Mr. Freeze's whole thing is that he has to wear a suit or else he'll die because he can't be exposed to regular temperatures, right?
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't he have a helmet?
He very often does have a helmet.
This Mr. Freeze?
I don't know why this one doesn't.
No, I don't mean Mr. Freeze in general. I mean this Mr. Freeze. 'Cause I
I'm
assume
gonna.
it's just the Mr. Freeze.
I don't know if he sometimes does and sometimes doesn't in the show, but I'm gonna go with they're doing a more 60s Batman thing now, so they're doing a 60s Batman Mr. Freeze. That's what I'm gonna go with.
And I assume he's not in that show, right?
Because Mr. Freeze is in that show played by 3 different actors.
I wouldn't think they would have done Freeze.
No, they do, and that's what I'm saying is he doesn't have a helmet in that show.
Okay.
He actually looks quite a bit like this Mr. Freeze.
Senior Sixon in a $2 super chat. Gotham is brilliant as it mad. Gotham nailed it.
Nailed it.
Cap, isn't this just brilliant writing? They have the fire guy and the ice guy shooting at each other.
I never would have thought to do that. Flash really ripped this show off when they did it with Heatwave, and
That's true.
it's not true. It's not true. It's the obvious thing to do when you have those characters.
And this is right after Arkham Origins, isn't it?
Nobody can. Or right around the same time.
Because Origins is 11?
it's after.
No.
Yeah, because
City is 11.
No, you're right. Because this is like into 15, and we get Night by 16. So yeah, Origins happen.
Because that's the first place I remember ever seeing Firefly, and then he was everywhere for a minute.
Okay, so I'm gonna spoil something for you for the show, Jayson, because I don't know if you're ever gonna watch any of this, but the henchman guy that follows Penguin around, Butch. First of all, used to work for Fish Mooney.
Okay.
And he will, by the 3rd season, become Solomon Grundy.
Okay.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And then he'll become undead and somehow get reversed back and become Butch again.
Wait, what?
I believe that happens.
The last thing I remember watching is when they make Penguin mayor and he makes crime legal. If you have a pass.
Does that sound like a Powerpuff Girls episode
Yes,
to you?
it does.
It's because that's a Powerpuff Girls episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen that show.
It's one of my favorite shows, John. We should blind watch some
John's
Powerpuff
never
Girls.
seen Powerpuff
I'll make you watch some Powerpuff Girls.
I would be down. The unfortunate thing with that show is when it was coming out, I was like 8. And I was like, I'm not watching that.
Which is sad because that's the right age to watch it.
I was like, I'll watch Ben 10 or something.
You would have loved it at 8.
I probably would have.
The point of it was this anachronism where it's cute and has an edge to it all at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it's unabashedly cute, but it's also really violent for the time. At least for that kind of a show. Look at Hugo Strange.
Yeah.
That is some acting. That is wonderful.
Yeah, it's kind of the irony of, like, looking back, I probably would have loved it, but as a kid I was like, oh, this is stupid.
Well, the problem with Powerpuff Girls was it was merchandised as the prissy show that everybody thought it was that wouldn't bother to watch it.
Yeah.
Which always made me kind of sad. What is Fish Mooney wearing? Like, what is the
It
neck
looks
thing?
like a Mysterio costume.
It does.
You know, I think the right
Cap
drinking
literally
game.
trying to drive his son insane. Are we really going to stand by and let this happen? Yeah,
Jayson,
Cap.
I think the right drinking game for this game, not that, you know, you should play, but I think the right drinking game for this show is every time we do a crescendo sting, whenever it goes, that's when you take a drink.
Yeah.
How many times have you heard that happen now?
Yeah. A lot.
Oh, wait a minute. I think this is going to set up one of the greatest shots
They
in all
just
of
did it again.
television. Or if we were... Maybe that was a previous episode. I don't remember now.
I mean, they think there are 19 commercial breaks an episode in the score. Dagan Spears, shockingly, Penguin only makes crime legal after he gets kicked out of office, I think. I forgot about that.
Okay, so Jareth Gerhardt says Origins is 2013, so that would have been the same year this started. So yeah, they would have been pretty close in proximity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I finally
I
finished
thought
that
Origins was a year after that, but
No, Origins is 2013.
And this is just the plot of Rises.
yep. I
It
was gonna say that earlier, and with the same characters.
Yeah? Yeah, and if you look very carefully, you can actually see Christian Bale in the background.
Yeah, and
Yeah, see,
Talia al
there's Christian
Ghul.
Bale.
And see, this woman is Talia al Ghul.
Well, you know, that death scene was more believable than Talia's in Rises.
That's true. Hello. So this show is awesome, right?
Yeah.
Are you regretting this yet, Jason?
Is this
This
is this everything you hoped it would be?
No. I don't know. Well, this is everything I thought
What?
I was pretty sure it would be.
Oh, okay,
that,
so this-
that did not look very good.
There's a lot of that. So this is not surprising you in any way?
No, not really.
Aw. Okay. Maybe
I think you
the
hyped it up too much.
Well,
maybe we hyped it up too.
yeah.
Maybe the next one will. But I'm telling you, if you watch this whole show, I guarantee you, there's stuff you never would have imagined.
Yeah.
So I'm not an expert, but can you disarm a bomb by dumping water on it?
It's true.
It
Yeah,
just depends
yeah.
on which wires you dump it on, John.
Well, you know, that's how the Power Rangers stopped Lord Zed's bomb.
And you know what? Since we were gonna have you here tonight, John, initially I pitched Power Rangers to Jayson,
Yeah.
and maybe we should have stuck with that. Maybe that's what we should be doing. We'll do that next time. Jayson wanted to do an SPD stream.
That would be fun because that's one of the only shows that I'm interested in that series that I haven't seen.
What?
So wait,
Wait, what? How have you not seen that?
When that was airing, I was out of Power Rangers.
Oh, okay.
And it's maybe objectively the best one.
It is the best one.
That makes me interested because my
It's not my
personal
favorite,
favorite
but
is
it's-
Time Force.
And
But I think probably the best one I've seen is
Dynafire.
RPM.
RPM, yeah. One RPM is amazing. What I've watched of it.
it's great, yeah. And Jungle Fury is great.
But
I haven't seen that one either.
But SPD is like with the lore and everything.
Yeah.
Is like
Well-
space if the acting was good.
We'll have to
That's-
watch the pilot thing because that has some of the best lore and stuff.
The only thing I know about SPD is one set of the Rangers reuses the in-space helmets.
Yeah, the A Squad.
The A
Rangers,
Squad, yeah. Well, and the
which
big thing
isn't
that
until the end.
and the big thing that SPD and RPM have in common is just all the real character dimension.
yeah.
You know, they do that. And Time Force has some too, but they get the most layered in allowing their characters to kind of change over time and
Yeah.
Well, and what's impressive to me about RPD, at least as someone who
RPD.
only
RPD.
or RPM, yeah, sorry, only casual. I got that mixed up with the Resident Evil apparently.
R.I.P.D. Power Rangers R.I.P.D.
Well, because in Resident Evil you have the RPD, the Raccoon Police Department.
Oh.
RPM is the only Power Ranger series I can think of that had people that went on to be like successful big actors.
Yeah.
So, John, I know you haven't said this yet, but this is reminding me a lot of Rises.
Cool.
They're just, I don't know.
Fish Mooney, would you please die in a giant car wreck?
Wait, this seems a little one-sided.
Wait, she said.
Gee, I
mama
wonder
again.
who's going the way. She keeps saying mama. Mama.
What? Where did he come from?
Wait.
How did he get there? What is happening?
Where? Why does he have that?
Previously on RoboCop the series.
Yeah, exactly. What is What? What?
Yes.
Yes.
Now it thinks it's John Wick.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes Penguin. So you're wondering just how many characters we're gonna have behind bars, pounding on a door, screaming to be let out? Because like that keeps
Scratching
happening.
at the door.
Scratching at the door.
Wait, how does she? What?
Wait, what?
I don't know if you know this, but people can just teleport in the show.
I didn't know this was Friday the 13th.
Wait, how does? And they're just not gonna explain it.
Well, you know, to be fair, she does have superpowers.
Yeah, so that
the
means
Edge
she
wants
has
to-
every superpower.
The Edge wants in a $2 super chat. Typically, no, but you might be able to fry countdown.
What?
I don't know.
Tom, I appreciate that tip, pal. Thank you for that. And you know, I'm glad that you leave things like that as super chats, because we would not read them otherwise, and they need to be read on air.
Jareth Gerhardt, has Cap ever watched Japanese Spider-Man?
You know, I haven't. I mean, I've seen clips.
I don't even know if that's available.
Yeah, just like, you know, really muddy looking clips on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, although I think maybe Shout Factory released it at some
think they
point,
did, yeah.
maybe just on streaming. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. I
Oh,
love that
sure.
Shout Factory TV.
Okay, so that moment when Fish Mooney blinked made me go, wait, is she Clayface now? But I don't think she is.
That would be funny.
We're all Clayface now.
It's a new Clayface. That's a good tip, Selena. All girls like chocolate.
I will say, unironically, their Alfred is awesome.
There's a man that can get his priorities straight.
We're starting to get into a period here with Alfred where we love an Alfred with a shotgun and who punches people in the face, and this Alfred does both of those things a lot. And then when he gets his own TV show, that's a prequel, he does all those things because he's like a secret agent guy. You know about that, Pennyworth?
Yes, I do know about that.
Which in
What's
third
the greatest
season
thing ever?
was rebranded as the origin of Batman's butler. Not kidding. That's what it's called
That's
now.
what it's called now.
And the big revelation, I haven't watched it. There are two apparent.
Wait, it's not even like a. Is it like a subtitle?
They called it that by the third season. Pennyworth: the origin of Batman's butler, and by the big revelation apparently by the end of that show is that it is somehow in continuity with this show.
Okay.
Because it's the same people making it, but when you watch the first 3 episodes, which is all I've seen of that, there's no possible way it is. And then the second thing is it is also in continuity, or rather like a a prequel establishing V for Vendetta.
Wait, what?
Well, you're
Yes.
forgetting a very important thing that we learned in the finale. In the Gotham universe, London just doesn't exist.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
I remember something crazy happening here, but I'm not sure. Like, I think there's a bunch of like monsters that
What
come
is
out of this.
that? No, because if this is what leading to what I think it is, it's going to lead us to the greatest thing that has ever happened in television.
And we're gonna witness it right now, folks.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
What? Hello.
Hello.
Why is everything so blurry?
Because
They can't afford
they don't want to.
the makeup. They don't want us.
That's the real reason. I was gonna say because they're trying to build suspense, but I think you're right. I think that's what it is. She has so many rings.
Hey, look, it's
I don't
Not
even
Bruce.
know who that's supposed to be because it's blurry.
It's emo Bruce.
Hush.
Oh. Okay.
That's you're right. That is Hush.
I don't think it is actually Hush, but it's shocking it's not.
I thought it was Hush. Well, no, because we do Tommy Elliott in the show, or is that Tommy Elliott? Now I can't.
No, because that kid thinks he's Bruce Wayne. Okay,
Is
it's
it-
not this episode.
Isn't it just a straight up clone?
It is, yeah.
That's okay. But for a minute, you made me think maybe I was wrong and it was Tommy Elliott, but I'm pretty sure it's just a straight up
Did we
clone.
do Tommy Elliott in the show? I know we do Tommy Elliott in Batwoman.
No, we do him in the first season. I don't know
Um,
if he becomes straight up Hush, but Tommy Elliott's there at the very beginning. But it might be kind of a dropped thread the same way Harvey Dent is. I can't remember.
This is Gotham. I'm surprised you didn't have an 8-year-old in face bandages walk up.
Okay, Jason, before we get into, and we're only going to watch 2 tonight.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that's all you're going to be able to stomach of this madness. But Jason, before we get into the next episode,
Yeah.
going right into a cliffhanger you had to wait 3 months for, give us, I know we've been talking over it, but give us your initial impressions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of got thrown right into the deep end there, so I didn't really know how most of that was set up.
Can I just tell you it doesn't matter?
Right. There are too many subplots. I feel like they're kind of James Gunning their way through this. There's just
And this is streamlined compared to what it's like earlier.
yeah,
Not kidding.
that's insane.
A lot of scenes where you don't even know why you're watching them. Like, they don't seem to follow anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least in this last episode we watched, at least like they kind of all came together by like the middle of the episode.
Yeah.
Right, like they all meant something.
It's way more cohesive than the show usually is. I mean, it's also a season cliffhanger, or a season finale.
Yeah. I don't know much about this main character yet because I haven't really. I've seen him drugged and I've seen
Clayface.
Clayface pretending to be him. So I don't really know what he's actually supposed to be like yet, but.
He's gruff, unfun, and
Great.
has been ruined by having to work in the corruption of Gotham for too long.
Yeah, but I saw a train going over cars, so like that was awesome.
So do you think this might be a show you'll actually want to go back and watch?
Probably not.
But John, you want to finally finish it.
At some point I will finish this show. This is the kind of stuff that I don't mind in a TV show because I don't take any of it seriously. I'm just there to enjoy myself for like an hour.
Yeah, and like I can appreciate that, but at the point where it starts taking itself way too seriously and thinking I'm gonna care about its like really convoluted, dramatic, romantic relationships and stuff, and it doesn't know how soap opera it is, that makes me not want to watch anymore. And also when it just stops being like creative and fun later on, because this season is such a slog. Like
season 3?
No, 5. And I'm just saying, like, it really gets to that place past 3, because 3 is a lot of fun, most of it.
No, I loved 3. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, I didn't keep up on 4 because I was watching it as it came out on Hulu.
Oh. And
I just couldn't be bothered to keep up. And then I told myself I'll go and finish it one day. Famous last words. But no, I will get to it eventually. Right now, I am watching Doctor Who still.
Oh, cool.
I'm in the middle of Capaldi's era. I love Capaldi as the Doctor.
Okay,
and then I just started Deep Space Nine.
Good on you for that, man.
Yeah, I just started Doctor Who. I'm about to start season 2.
I can't wait to check in on you with DS9 when you get further in. And
the last episode I watched, because I'm still like very early season 1.
Yeah.
There was like a virus that was making people like unable to speak correctly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is pretty early. Yep.
That is very early.
Babel.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad episode. I actually like that.
It's fine.
I think.
But I'm just excited for John to get into the more serialized stuff and all the politics and religion and stuff with that show.
Which is what I am trying to get
and quick plug for the channel. We're gonna bring Star Trek Club back, hopefully a couple times a month, starting next Tuesday, and we're gonna be going linearly through the Dominion War, starting in like the middle of 5. We haven't decided exactly what episode yet, but we're gonna do like the pre-Dominion War stuff that sets that up, and then we're gonna watch through all of 6 and 7. Hopefully a couple episodes at a time. Hello, Austin. Austin says it's a new day. It's a new day! I can't believe we got through a whole Gotham episode and we haven't heard him say that yet. Robert, $2 super chat. Do fingerless gloves go with turtleneck sweaters?
You should get a turtleneck.
I should get a turtleneck sweater. I won't be able to help but constantly do a duck face as soon as I'm wearing that. But, exactly. Okay. John, are you ready to finish up here?
I am.
Okay, let's get right into it. Previously on Arkham Asylum. Are you ready to go? Would you stop it? Okay, everybody, please press play right now.
So, Jason, you said you were just starting season 2 of Doctor Who, so
yeah,
like the Tennant stuff?
I'm about to start it. I took a break for a little bit.
Well, you've seen some of that before, I want to say.
Yeah, I've seen up to season 3 or season 4. I have not gotten to any what's his face? The guy that you don't like.
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith.
And John, I just bought all of that on disc finally. There was a nice box set that Walmart had that has 10 through 12 doctors. So those 4 doctors or I'm sorry, 9 through 12.
Oh, okay.
So all of it,
the best part of that show.
all of it through Capaldi. Yeah. So everything up to the female doctor for $50 is all that box set costs.
That's not bad.
I was really excited.
I'm just
about
saying,
that,
if you decide to do more Doctor Who stuff, I'm in.
Absolutely, we should.
I love Doctor Who. At least the reboot. At some point, I need to go back and watch some of like the older stuff.
I really want to go back and watch more classic Doctor Who.
Okay,
because
so
I really like Fourth
here's
Doctor,
Lee. You didn't get to see her last episode.
Lee. Why does that guy kind of look like Ben McKenzie?
I think it's because
it is. It's because they're wearing the same outfit, pretty much.
I think they did that on purpose.
He was in a sweater, and the other guy's in a suit. 6 months later.
That's what that says.
And you can never tell what time of year it is in Gotham. That was wonderful.
Remember RoboCop 2?
Yeah, remember that? I can't believe you just cast this guy as Dr. Mario. That was incredible.
Austin was telling me the other day that the kid from RoboCop 2 is apparently in TNG, so I gotta check that out too.
He is. That's not a great episode,
Huh?
but he is.
What episode is that?
It's an okay episode. Austin.
It's
liked it.
Godzilla. That's not Godzilla.
No,
It's
that guy
Gojira.
looks like he's out of the live action Mario movie.
He does.
He's a Goomba.
Whoa, what happened in that 6 months?
Yeah.
Everything happened.
Knowing this show,
See, he's
probably
just
like
Batman now.
5 seasons worth.
Wow, that guy's very tall. Is he on stilts, or is that man actually that tall? See, he's a Goomba.
He is, yeah.
Gordon, go for the head. T-Edge won $2 super chat. Count me in for counting TARDIS.
Well, I think
Counted TARDIS.
we can do it. You ready? 1.
1.
There.
Right.
We counted it.
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
know if you
really.
could count anything Doctor Who. It's not very formulaic.
No, that's why it would. That's one of the reasons it would be fun to do. But yeah, these blind commentary streams have been going pretty well and lately, and it's been really fun to do. And you know, it's easier to do this than obviously with my schedule right now than to watch a bunch of TV and then sit down and talk about it. And so a marathon for Doctor Who would be good. And then here's Chickless, who was quite a get for this show.
Yeah, I didn't think of him as so the only thing I'd seen him in was those Fantastic Four movies. So I didn't think of him as a TV actor, even though now that I'm older I know he is.
Right.
So I was shocked he showed up in this.
And then there's that guy. I never remember his name, but he's a character actor.
I've seen him in something.
I've seen him in lots of stuff.
Huh.
But he is the mayor and is in the show from the very beginning, I think.
Yeah.
So we're already to a point in this series where there's no
We're 6
shaking.
months later.
There's no shaking up the status quo to the point of going, oh my god, I can't believe how like how much carnage in the streets there is, or like how much anarchy there is. Like Gotham always looks like that. So no matter how much pandemonium there is, you can't you go too big. Which is why by the time you get to No Man's Land in season 5, it's like I kind of feel like we've been in No Man's Land quite a bit in this show.
Yeah.
Well, we knew that about you. You
Yeah.
drink all the time. Because everybody in the show ends up working at the police department for at least a little while. Lee starts there.
Oh.
And Riddler starts there.
Oh. Okay.
Atmosphere, oh cap, you sure there's only one TARDIS in the whole run of Who? Huh.
No, I'm sure they do stuff where there's another TARDIS. I'm just saying it's not a thing that you'd be counting a lot.
Yeah.
It sounds like an album title. Fascistic meathead culture. Try saying that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
Ooh, PR. Bureaucracy. We get it. There's corruption.
Liar.
Liar. You've only come into this room demanding stuff like 19 times before this.
The actress that's playing Valerie Vale, which I assume is a reference to Vicky Vale.
Yes, because they do weird stuff in the show where sometimes it's somebody's mom or dad, and sometimes we just do the person.
I've seen. She was in that god awful live action Dragon Ball movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was Chi-Chi. Well, they called her Chi-Chi, but I didn't recognize that character.
See, John, I think that's one of those things where they're overthinking it, where they're like, well, we can't have Vicky Vale because we have a kid Bruce Wayne. So in case a show after this we're not going to make would want Bruce and Vicky Vale to get better, or to get together, it can't be Vicky, it has to be Valerie.
I don't know.
I'm sure that's what they're thinking.
Oh, speaking of the Gotham guys, do you remember when they were going to give this same treatment to Superman?
I forgot all about that. Yeah.
Wasn't it like a Lois Lane show or something?
Yes.
Did that get canceled, or did they just never talk about it again?
One, I want to say that was announced after Pennyworth was on the air.
It was. Because, okay, so that's the other thing that nobody talks about. They put that Pennyworth show on Epix.
Epix.
Which maybe 2 people knew what that was.
Yeah. And then eventually it moved to Max. So when it got that goofy subtitle in the 3rd season, it was on Max. The actor playing Penguin, was it Sean Pertwee or whatever his name is? He is also thought of by a lot of people as kind of, like I said earlier, the like the Rosenbaum of the show, where like his take on that character is kind of brilliant to people. And I agree. What he does with it is really impressive.
You said Penguin, right? I
said Penguin, yeah.
Okay. Let me look him up. Sean Pertwee is Alfred.
Oh, okay. I don't remember his name
then. Robin Lord.
That's right.
So at the time, I liked him mostly because I don't like DeVito. So like this by default was the better Penguin to me.
Okay, you don't like DeVito in that movie, or you just don't like DeVito?
In that movie. It's just not the Penguin that I care about.
Well,
sure.
But now we've got Farrell, so it's like, you know.
But I like how specific of a character he created. Like, it's just it's an impressive acting job because you can tell that he invented a lot of it from the ground up.
That's fair. And to tie it into our earlier conversation, Sean Pertwee, who is Alfred, is related to the Third Doctor.
Oh, interesting.
His father was the Third Doctor.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. She kills his dad, and I always thought this was kind of a nothing character. They play her up as being, like, oddly important, and my eyes glaze over whenever she's on screen. Exactly. Who?
The only reason I cared like the slightest is just because I know this actress from the Evil Dead remake.
But yeah, she used to work for whatever his name is that turns out to be Azrael. Some of this is coming back to me.
Isn't she like supposed to be an adaptation of a character, or am I?
I don't think so. I don't know.
No, you know what it is? It's coming back to me. She is the one that gives Selena the whip idea.
Yes. Yep, that's what that is.
Oh.
And that's happened already.
Okay.
Or has it? I think they have this weird like threesome thing where like the 3 of them all get together and are working together for. But I can't remember if that was in 2nd season or if that's in this season. Oh, and that's Poison Ivy.
Oh, okay.
So see, you're meeting even more characters.
Yeah.
So like, if you thought that supporting cast
There's
was
a
already
lot.
too big, we're not even adding more here. You're seeing people we already know
Yeah,
that you
there's a
didn't
lot.
meet last episode. It's nuts.
No, she is a character. She's Tigress. That all of 3 people know about.
I did not know that.
I didn't either. I had to look it up.
So this is easily the smallest Wayne Manor ever feels in anything.
Mm.
You're in Wayne Manor right now.
What?
I don't know. I saw The Flash.
True.
No, this is still smaller than that.
No, this is still small.
With a bat cave that is somehow smaller than Batwoman, but at least he doesn't actually build a cave in it, so there might be more to it that you just don't see. I don't know. And what's amazing, actually, right now, is we're at least in a different room than we usually are. They have, like, this den that they spend all their time in, with a fireplace. It's sort of like how Lex is only ever in his office, except it at least is a good-size office.
Yeah.
Not so
Or how,
with this.
like, Clark's always in the loft.
Exactly.
To be fair, though, the farm on Smallville at least like feels somewhat like a farm.
It
At
does.
least-
So, John, if we did this like counting Crypto Freaks, what would we be counting?
Every time he quits the Force,
Every time he says it's a new day,
it's a new day. We'd have to do the DC references.
you'd have to.
It'd be like off
love
the
triangle
charts,
phase.
but
There's still a lot of Smallville we could have here, like love triangle,
phase,
walking away angry.
Is there a lot of walking away angry in this show?
Maybe not as much as Smallville, but it happens.
Oh, the best one. The what was that line counter?
Yeah, absolutely. That's so good. Yeah, we got to make a list of stuff that we can count in the show.
We could count it. We could call it counting Gothamites.
Yeah, I don't know what the right thing is to call it.
Why is Fish Moody still in the show?
Because everybody loves Jada Plinkett Smith. Dagon Spear, I don't think he quits the Force so much as he's kicked off, maybe. Well, we'll count those two. That'll all be one category.
Okay.
But he leaves the Force a lot.
You also have to remember that I haven't seen this show in like 5, 8, 9 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, why is Riddler in prison?
Well,
Was that set up in the last
look,
episode?
it's been 6 months, okay?
That happened last episode. They put him in.
Oh yeah, don't
You
you remember? Because he was one of 2 different characters that was in a cell banging on it, screaming to be let out.
Do you remember when they, for 5 minutes, made you think they were gonna put Riddler and Penguin together as a couple?
It wasn't for 5 minutes. That is basically a love triangle.
Yeah, but I remember it only lasting a few episodes.
Yeah, I remember it lasting forever, and because
could be wrong.
that ends up being Penguin's main motivation for hating Ed for a good long time. Is like he feels slighted by him because like he fell in love with him. Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. And then eventually they kind of make up and get together. And by the last episode when they do the time jump, they are full on Penguin and Riddler, looking like they're in a in like Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. And
At least they
Still
are
sidekicks.
emulating the good ones.
but yeah, like the last episode looks full on Schumacher.
The only thing I've seen is that terrible like proto suit he gets. I don't even know what season it's in, but
Well, because like he has this stupid Batman suit at the end, but you're right, there is a proto suit before that. I think he's got it by 4, maybe, or is it 5? I don't know. I forget now.
Oh, so I looked up that show that they were gonna do, and it kind of made me laugh because it's titled something you kept bringing up in our Smallville streams. It was titled Metropolis.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I kind of wanted them to make it just so that this had an insane sister show.
Dude, I would have watched like a Superman prequel in this universe.
It only works if it's in this universe, and I feel like they would have done the same thing they did with Pennyworth, where they tried to make it ambiguous, and then it is, even if they have to force it. Why is it the Matrix? I mean, I know you have Jada Pinkett Smith, but why is it the Matrix?
What is this music right now?
I know.
It's amazing.
Ba-da-da. And now
Well, see,
this
went on to really influence the DCEU's like musical stings.
And that guy is right out of the Matrix.
Bomb.
Whoa.
Bomb.
That guy is gagging.
Oh, that looks awful.
I'm surprised by how little, like really violent stuff you've seen so far, Jason. Because this show gets gross.
I thought that was Diggle for a second. No, she is definitely doing an accent.
She is doing an accent. Or maybe sometimes she is and sometimes she's not.
Well, she's not that great of an actor.
It's not like she's a great actor. That's exactly what I was going to say. This is the last character in the universe that you want to have persuasive powers.
Well, I mean, Marvel really tried to copy this with the Purple Man, but it didn't work as well.
You can only... There's nowhere to go but down.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like, I would have been down for them to keep this status quo for Gordon for a season. Where he's just kind of like a bounty hunter.
It's weird the ways they would really mix up status quo kind of too often, and then the other ways where it's like Smallville, where they put their tail between their legs and they'd only do a thing for a couple episodes.
Yeah, so
it's like this weird blend of Smallville and Chuck.
I had forgotten in the last season of Smallville that they burned down the mansion.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
And I was like, whoa, that's like a big status quo change for this show. That's not an answer.
So...
Wait, but it wasn't just him. You had like a whole crew with you.
So I'm sure I missed an explanation, but can she not just tell Gordon what she wants him to do and make him do it?
Yeah.
Or does she...
No, so
does
far
she have an
every time
immunity?
she's used the power, she has to be touching the person.
Why doesn't she just reach out and touch him?
Because
because her gimmick is she has to make them do it. No, so in the previous episode, there are multiple scenes where she's reaching out to touch that nurse, and then she'll just like hang there and wait for the nurse to walk away, and then acts disappointed that she couldn't touch the nurse. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Also, last time she actually like touched someone and did it, it like dreamed her like power.
And now it looks like Bruce is waiting uncomfortably for a job interview?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the set of Batman Begins...
Did you get the memo?
No, because I'm watching Gotham.
In our really tiny kitchen.
atmosphere with Captain Logan, live with Captain Logan. How do we cast someone who could play young Nick Cage because Tim Burton?
I didn't read that because I wasn't sure what he was talking about.
I assume he's talking about for when we're talking about that Superman prequel.
Oh. This whole show is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It's just one conspiracy theory after another one. I don't like the Wayne logo as well as like the Begins one.
Yeah.
You really do, Brian.
You really do.
I like this guy.
Alfred?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. And he punches people a lot.
Alfred is one of those interesting comic book characters where there's never really been a bad casting as far as I can remember.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm Batman.
So at this point, they just want Bruce Wayne to be an adult, right? Like, they're stuck with, like, 12-year-old Bruce Wayne, but they want to pretend that he's, like, 20.
Yeah, which is hilarious because it's kind of like Smallville where they're stuck with it being a high school show, and sometimes they seem kind of sick of that, and they're acting like their characters are older
By
than they are.
season 4, they pretending they're not in high school.
But in this case, we never do high school stuff.
Which I'm honestly okay with, because I would see Bruce Wayne being more of like a privately tutored kid.
This is their version of the Talon, right?
Yes. This is in many ways
I'm so
Smallville
confused as to
2.0.
what just happened.
Well, that was the Court of the Owls lady sending their version of the Talon off to do scary Talon things.
Okay.
Are you a psychopath who owns a bar? You built this club on rock and roll.
Yeah.
Hey, John, what was that line? Okay, you shouldn't buy her performance any more than anybody should have bought Clayface's. Stop laughing! Oh my!
Stop laughing!
Oh my god! Okay, now it got really violent. See, she's just nuts.
Yeah.
And Gordon is immediately made less sympathetic by the fact that he dated her.
Yeah.
But I will say, I like her shirt.
They
Why
should have just
didn't they
made her
have-
Harley Quinn.
Why didn't they have her play Rita Repulsa in the 2017
Yeah.
movie?
Sure.
Can't you just see Barbara Keene going, Zardan? Okay, I remember this season coming out swinging and being really fun and over the top, but
This is kind of boring.
right now I'm like, well, the end of last season was what I remembered this season being.
Yeah.
We're kind of just back to all the
I've always thought that
posturing
once
and
they got out of high school in Smallville, they just started acting like characters in their mid-20s. You know, the actual age. No, they do. Like, you cannot tell me that Clark Kent in Smallville graduated college, because we just forget he was in college.
well, he also didn't. He was a dropout and then still went to the Daily Planet, and he never went back to college. So no, that didn't happen. But
Oh, I forgot they do have him drop out.
he never finished college, but somehow gets to be a reporter at a major metropolitan newspaper. It's ridiculous.
It's really funny that season 5 of Buffy and season 5 of Smallville both revolve around college, apparent death, and dropping out.
Yeah. I love the '89 fashions in this show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Harvey Bullock wearing that hat. It makes me very, very happy.
It's so good. He's climbing on rooftops.
Now I'm retroactively reminded of John Wick again. This is the Court of Owls. They run everything. They were probably behind my parents' death because we always knew that was going to be a convoluted conspiracy that was stupid. I actually don't remember if that's what they do, but that's what I was thinking at this point.
So apparently he just left during that time skip.
No, it's not. That's not fair. I've not been to Italy, but I have been to Switzerland, and it's wonderful, and I can't imagine Italy being better. But maybe it is. Maybe it is.
I mean, Italian food is it's pretty top tier.
Okay, but I had Italian food in Switzerland that was awesome.
You can tell it's the clone because he has a crappy wig on.
Yeah, exactly.
That looks like at any point the wind is gonna take it off.
I mean, I'm sure there is a blooper or two where it does. Senior Sticks, $2 super chat. 60s Batman versus Gotham. John, you will love Pennyworth. I am probably not going to watch Pennyworth unless we do it on one of these.
That's the only way I'll do it. It would have to be one of these.
And I don't know, like, I ironically like this show, but 60s Batman just doesn't interest me.
I'm sorry, I missed the end of that. What'd you say about 60s Batman?
Oh, he's asking 60s Batman or Gotham. I'd probably pick Gotham just because I like this, like, almost ironically, and I just don't care about 60s Batman.
That's fair. I mean, some things you kind of just have to grow up with.
Yeah. Batman and Robin is like my 60s Batman. And Cap obviously prefers Gotham to the 60s Batman.
Yeah, obviously.
You just can't beat Gotham.
No, I'm just... Like, I've always loved 60s Batman, but there's this, like...
Wait, that's a travel company?
There's this extra layer as an adult going back to it where I realize it's not just, like, kitsch and camp, but there's also a lot of really good social satire that it doesn't get anything like enough credit for.
I thought you were dead.
I thought you were Talia al Ghul. Who?
So, when he was walking in, one of the two buildings was signed travel agency,
Yeah.
but it looked like a dingy little warehouse.
Well, I mean, it's Gotham, so everything looks like a warehouse.
Wait, who's sick? Oh.
Barbara's sick? I don't even remember the subplot.
No, Fish Mooney is sick.
Oh,
'cause
that's
he had
right.
That scene where she was like, ah.
Yeah, that's right. And the limitation of her power, I guess, is supposed to be that she's... What, that, like, it hurts her to use it, or... Is that what you were saying earlier?
No, the limitation of her power, she has to be touching you.
Oh, okay. But does it not, like, take a lot out of her to use it, or do they do that whole thing?
It didn't seem to in season 2, but in this episode she did it and it, like, hurt her.
Yeah, well, again, anything can happen in 6 months, John.
To be fair, with that at least, it could be degradation accelerated by use of power.
Yeah, sure. That she wouldn't realize was harming her in the first place.
The problem with this subplot is I want her to die, so I'm, like, rooting for Jim Gordon to fail.
Yeah, well, and even if she started to kind of be more fun when
What
she
is
just...
that costume?
I know. It's a real low rent Mortal Kombat cosplay. Like, she's...
I mean, most of
What?
the costumes are like that.
What,
What
like-
is what?
What, like, black costume katana or something?
What?
Like,
Okay, but what is that costume?
what? Are we looking at a costume?
No, we're not.
Okay.
That's It's hardly even a costume.
Also, I'm sorry, what happened to Clayface?
I have no idea.
She punched him, and then we forgot he existed.
Yeah,
And that's what I
really.
thought happened. Oh my god, it's adults playing with action figures. Is that Man-Bat?
Cap, it's Batman.
It's Man-Bat. Oh, and he's even got the same sound effect as the animated series Man-Bat. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember this show doing Man-Bat unless that's some other winged creature that is not Man-Bat.
It's Batman.
Would you stop it? Because they got these monsters made by Mad Science, so maybe he's just like sort of like Man-Bat, but not Man-Bat.
Michael Chiklis, it is 2015. You can't have people skinned alive and their head put on a pike.
You can in Gotham.
It's a band.
True.
One thing I've always liked about this show is that they make a big deal out of how Gotham is almost like another planet, and you hardly ever go anywhere else in this universe. So
No,
like,
I do like stories like that where you have like somebody who's traveling to Gotham or new to Gotham.
yeah,
And it's like almost an alien world.
well, and that's Gordon at the beginning where he's kind of your eyes in character, like first moving here, sort of like in year one.
Yeah. And then he just joins the asylum.
And I've always assumed that, or the way it plays anyway, is that this city is real stylized and out of time. But if you left it and went anywhere else in the DC universe, it would just feel like a very normal place in the year you're in. You know, like in 2015. But here in Gotham, it's the Twilight Zone. Ow! Should we count that for what was that line?
Ow.
Ow.
You must try, Gordon. Try.
You must try, Jim Gordon. I got better things to do.
I kind of like this Gordon that just doesn't give a crap about anything.
I do too. I wish they'd stuck with this. Also, has this ever occurred to you, John? You're winning me over more and more on this Gordon just is Batman theory, or interpretation. Because
Hey, there's Poison Ivy.
Because he has a Batman voice, but he doesn't have a regular person voice because he's always Batman.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's Kid Ivy.
Yeah, I kind of tended to glaze over whenever she was on screen too.
Well,
like,
you know, it is hard to follow Uma Thurman, but
well, the actress is fine, but I never liked the stuff they did with her. It was kind of boring.
Dagensphere, Clayface will have a brief appearance when Riddler gets him to pretend to be Penguin's dad, haunting him. That is a thing that happens in an episode. Yeah, because that's where we do, what's his name? But I forgot that was Clayface. Well, apparently he just disappeared until we need him again, Cap.
Okay. Well, that's not surprising. Bruce Wayne. What was that line? For the love of God, get off
That was really worth wasting dialogue for.
Get off the screen, Barbara. That's what I'm saying is, like, there are places where she gets kind of fun and just how insane she is. But once I had to watch her laugh like that at the beginning of this episode, I was like, I don't want to see this actress ever again. Shh.
See, I like her better when she's doing weird stuff like that, but this is just, like, annoying.
I thought that whole thing was painful. What was that line? I can't stop doing it.
Ow.
Hello?
Hello, is anybody home?
That's what's fun about Penguin of the show, is you never know when he'll just do that.
What is this? I know this is actually been asked like 6 times, but what is the score in this scene?
What is what now?
The score? He just shot someone and it's like a wacky like hijinks score.
Yeah, because the composer is as confused as we are.
Oh, you know what? Some of this is coming back to me.
Yeah.
This season picks up after this episode because this is where we get rid of Mooney.
Again.
I think for good this time.
Yeah, I don't think she ever comes back.
Thankfully.
But I don't remember. Yeah, like thank God if so. Bats.
I don't.
They don't sell it on Amazon. Pain.
Your power is killing
Growing.
you. I'm gonna use it again.
Growing more powerful all the time. No one cares that you're dying. No one wanted you back in the first place.
Yeah, see, now her accent is gone.
Yeah. That's why I forgot she did that, because I don't think she does that stupid accent more than 30% of the time, John.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm with you, Jay. What is this about? She keeps going to that. Sorry, John can't see us right now. The finger thing she does.
Yeah. See, now she's doing the accent again.
Yeah.
I do like that you can tell just from a visual cue that is too far for Selena.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Wait.
But then I always had that thing where it's like, why is Selena remotely trusting Fish Mooney? Like, there's a lot of that in the show where I get that she lives in a corrupt world where she understands that she sometimes has to, follow really abhorrent people and stuff.
Oh wait, Daggersphere is saying she comes back again, and then is killed by the League of Assassins.
I don't even remember that anymore.
And then Senior Stick says, Jayson, your live-action Batman will also be genius.
I don't know what that means.
What?
Jayson, you're making a Batman movie?
No.
And it's gonna be genius.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see your live. Is your live action Batman gonna be like this?
Yes.
Are you gonna?
It's genius.
Are you gonna make Gotham season 6?
Are you gonna make Batman go ow?
Ow!
What? Okay, so like, sure, whatever. Do Kid poison Ivy, but why is she called Ivy?
Yeah, because in this, that's just her name.
Well, she's dead, Jim.
She's gone. We both went to Shatner places. I always like the vastness of the interiors and of like buildings in this show.
No, this has a very impressive budget. I would love to see, like, what numbers it did on TV.
Is happening?
And it's hard to tell sometimes.
Wait,
where are the cops going?
It's hard to tell when you're in a set that's really that big and when it's like a digital matte painting, because there's some really crappy effects that we've already seen in the show, but usually landscape is not a problem.
Why were they reloading in
where are the
slow
cops
motion?
Because it's very dramatic.
Where are the cops going?
Where are the other cops going?
I'm so sad
now you get
we
to see the
missed
den.
Azrael, though.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what was that about Azrael?
I'm so sad we missed Azrael. I thought it was going to be in the finale, but it must be before that.
No, that's all before that. I thought about watching that, but like there's one episode I would want to watch and everything else around it I can't stomach, so...
Yeah. You should just show Jayson that one clip out of context.
I mean, I say I can't stomach, like, we're talking about eventually doing all of this, but...
Season 1 is going to be rough.
See, this is a backdoor pilot.
Oh no. You know, this is something else I'll give this show kudos for, is because like we never really got like a Alfred that can do things
Right.
before this. So it's cool that we finally kind of pay off some of that stuff in the comics.
But Johnny got his own TV show.
But that hadn't happened yet at this point. And I don't care.
Oh yeah, that's right. Her name was Ivy Pepper. Thanks, Deacon Spear. I don't know why they did that. I don't know. Yeah, and her actual
Why did
first
you
name
say
is
that name?
Ivy.
Robert, wow, this show does 3 Jokers before 3 Jokers was even a thing, does it?
I can see why he's saying that. Although I don't know why 3. I mean, like, there's kind of 2. Is there a third one?
Now it's like a 9 Inch Nails track.
And that's it. We always leave on some kind of cliffhanger like that.
Yeah, you gotta bring people in for the next episode.
I don't know what.
You have no idea what you were looking at?
I have no idea what I was looking at for like last 5 minutes of that episode.
Same here.
I am not gonna remember what happened in that episode tomorrow.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. I remembered the beginning of the season being wackier, but all the wacky was in the end of last season. And we're not gonna do any more tonight, but if we did one more, maybe we would get into more wacky. But
I feel like it doesn't really find its footing until they bring in Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter is awesome in this show.
Oh, Mad Hatter.
Is.
He's
I like Mad
really
Hatter.
cool. I forgot that wasn't until this season.
Bookworm.
No, they don't adapt any 60s stuff. Bookworm would have been great for the show, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because next episode is just another Fish Mooney episode.
No, I would have loved some, like, really sadistic, overtly violent versions of like, exclusive 60s Batman villains.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been fun to see that with King Tut.
Yeah.
The show could have absolutely done something with King Tut. Well, Jayson, you have finally seen a little bit of the show.
Yeah, I have.
How does it feel?
It's alright.
You've seen 2 episodes, and the amount of characters that you would expect through an entire season of television.
Right. That is a lot of characters. Although it's actually a little easier to follow than I originally thought it would be.
Well, that's because we didn't start in 2.
Right.
And, you know, it helps that it's Batman, so most of the characters that you've seen are people you've seen adapted in other things.
Right. So you know, I know.
You at least know what, you know, Riddler and Penguin are like.
Right.
And at least, you know, to some degree.
Well, yeah, 'cause like Penguin.
Senior Sticks, Jerome dies, gets resurrected, then dies again and becomes his twin. Well, yeah, but that wouldn't make you exactly 3 Jokers. I mean, you've got... It's one guy who, like a lot of characters in the show, died and got resurrected. He's still the same guy.
How do you become your twin? What?
It's been too long. I can't remember. But no, I thought that was two just totally different characters. But yeah, they do the stupid like Smallville Jimmy Olsen thing, sort of, but with Joker. Where by the end of this, you thought you were looking at the guy that was going to become the Joker, but no, it was his twin brother.
Oh, what?
Who has the craziest prosthetics when he becomes actual Joker at the end?
Oh.
Where he
I
looks.
remember they do New 52 Joker too.
Yeah, like he looks like he's wearing a face on his face.
Oh,
His head is so big.
I was gonna say that's just New 52 Joker. Remember, because he staples his face on.
No, I don't think it's the stapled face on thing. I think it's just really weird prosthetics.
Oh.
So like it just looks like this massive mask he's wearing. But I don't know. Maybe they did the staple thing. I mean, like this show would go to those kind of places.
I know.
I
No,
just
they
can't
do
remember.
the staples at some point.
Do they really?
Yeah. Let me find it.
I mean, I don't really need to know that, but sure. Dagon Fury seemingly gives his brother laughing gas and it makes him crazy. Yeah, that's right. It's all coming back to me.
Yeah, no, they do the staple thing, but it like looks really bad.
At least they didn't do Joker's daughter.
True. I actually don't mind the stapled look. Like, I kind of like it for a take on the Joker.
Yeah, it just seems like an obligatory thing for this show to do because it's so like over the top, violent and gross.
Yeah.
Well, and that was at the time that was the most current.
It was massively popular.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and wrap up, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is ending in an anticlimactic way because we didn't get to finish with anything like as insane as
No.
the like pile up with cars at the end of that first
Yeah.
episode. But I don't know. Do you have any final thoughts? Are you gonna watch any more of the show?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe like select episodes.
You should show him the Bane episodes.
Yeah, I kind of want to see their Bane. That would be really funny. I mean, obviously he's probably only going to get like 20 minutes of screen time, and then the rest of the characters get the other.
We can go back to the pilot and see if you how you'll feel about the show when it's more sober, like versus when it's nuts. Or I might just go back and show you the Azrael reveal because that suit is amazing.
You gotta show him the best Azrael scene though.
Yeah, you keep saying that. I can't remember now. I'm actually not sure what you're talking about. What?
Where he gets blown up with a rocket launcher.
Oh, that's right. Anyway, so you saw some of that.
I did.
Well, guys, we're gonna go
That's
ahead and
all, folks.
Yep, that's it. There's our little backdoor pilot for our eventual, possibly years down the line, Gotham show. We're gonna try to get back to more Smallville later in the year. John and I, just bear with me because again, I've got a new baby in the house, so it's difficult to do like really long streams. Like we were doing with the 24 hours, but we'll try to come back to that sometime this year. And in the meantime, we'll do some fun, couple 3-hour streams here and there, like this with different things. And John, I'm glad you can make it, man. I want to make sure
I had a lot of fun.
That you got to do some other things besides Smallville.
So naturally, it's Gotham.
Well, next time I'll let you pick.
No, I had fun with this. I'm glad we did. No, we should do some Doctor Who soon, though. That stuff's awesome.
We should do some Power Rangers.
Yeah?
Yeah, Power Rangers would be cool.
Yeah, both of those would be
You
great.
could probably show me some of the stuff I haven't seen.
Yeah. I don't know if for SPD we should do the pilot or if we should do... Because I really like Sam. That's a good two-parter.
You know what the saddest thing is about Gotham? That very few people that know both things would disagree with us when we go, okay, next time let's do something better, like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Like that's not a great look for your Batman show, right?
That's true.
Anyway, we're gonna get going. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Sure appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I was Captain Logan, and we had the Jayson.
We had the me.
And the John. And we'll see you again real soon with more random streams. Bye, everybody.